Hello students, myself Neha Solomne from KK Bagh Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nashik. Today we are going to discuss some of the principles of planning. So basically there are 9 principles of planning. 9 principles of planning. First is the aspect, prospect, privacy, grouping, circulation, elegance, sanitation, flexibility, and economy. And according to that 9 principles, we have to plan for a particular building or particular structure. Okay, so first we have to discuss detailed one by one. So first is the aspect. The aspect of the house should be such that it enables the family members to live comfortably. The aspect is concerned with the orientation of the building, the arrangement of doors, windows, in the outside walls of the house should be such a way that plenty of sun rays, breeze can be entered in the house. All the rooms should be well ventilated and well lighted, where maximum light should be provided by the proper placement of doors and windows. Now, the aspect of the building provides a comfort, hygiene, and the placement view. This is the typical, this is the normally proper aspect of a particular house. Now, second is this prospect. Now, while we consider the prospect is the view from outside of the house. The house should have a proper prospect so that it can give a feeling of cheerfulness to the people living in it. It should create a good impression on a person who views it from outside. Prospect should reveal pleasant features and hide unpleasant and undesirable features of the house. The house not only looks attractive from outside, but it must also possess good qualities like a comfort, security, labor saving, and modern outlooks. While we consider the example like a small projections or a bay window can have a good outlook as well as the helps in providing breeze, light, and sunlight to the rooms. Now, next type of principle is the privacy. Now, it is a very important principle while we planning for residential building. So basically there are two types of privacy that we have to maintain. One is the internal policy and one is the internal privacy and second is the external privacy. In the internal and the external privacy, both the privacy are maintained while we consider for a residential building. So first one is the external policy. Now fixing screens of doors and window properly to maintain the privacy. A screen should be fixed on the main doors of the house so that one cannot have a full view of the internal parts of the house from outside. Now, while we consider the second type, that is internal policy. Now, screens may be used in the doors of all rooms, which can easily separate one room from another. Bedroom, bathroom, toilet, kitchen should be properly screened. This can be possible if all rooms have an independent access. Now the door should be located on on one side of the long wall of the room. Hence privacy can be maintained. So the minimum area should be open when we observe from the main entrance of the bedroom. Now next principle is the grouping. Now grouping it means the rooms must be arranged in the relation to one another. Different activities should be separated. For example, the public or the common rooms such as the drawing room, living room, family room, and dining room should be grouped together. Or we can say the bedroom, study room, dressing room, and the bathroom should be separated from the public areas by a central hall or a passage. Now, if we consider the dining room, it should be close to the kitchen. The drawing room should not be near to the kitchen. The bathroom should be accessible to all rooms, and the children room should be near to the parents' room. Now, next principle is circulation. Now, the circulation between the rooms of the same floor is called horizontal circulation, like a passage, corridors, halls, etc. And the circulation among various floors. It is nothing but the vertical circulation, and this circulation will be happen with the staircase or lifts. Now, these horizontal circulation should be independent, short, and straight, and should not invade the privacy of any room. All the passages should be well ventilated and well lighted. Now, next type of principle is the principle of elegance. The elegance is the overall effect produced by elevation and general layout of the plan of a building. To get a good elegance of a building, it is better if elevation is developed first and then the plan is adjusted accordingly. The selection of the site for the building greatly affect on the elegance. The building located in a depression will give a bad elegance, whereas the building located on an elevated areas, then it is more impressive appearance of the building. Now, next principle is the principle of sanitation. The health of the family members depend upon the sanitary condition of the house. Provision should be made for proper lighting, ventilation, cleanliness, and other sanitary convenience in the house. All bathrooms should be well lighted and well ventilated. There should be windows on opposite walls of the room to have a cross ventilation. Instead of one window, it may be better to provide the two or three windows in different walls of the room so that all the rooms can get sufficient light and air. Now, next is the flexibility. Now, the flexibility means the planning the room in such a way which, though originally designed for a specific purpose, may be used for the other purpose also when it desired. For designing the house for middle class families or other building where the economy is main consideration, flexibility should be always considered. Now, if large space needed a certain time in a house to accommodate the gathering, it can be obtained by removing a removable portion of wall or curtains between the drawing room and the dining room. Now, next type of principle is the principle of economy. Now, economy is a major factor in a building plan to fit the proposed scheme within the limitations of the resources and funds. Alternate and omission in the original plan have to make. But while considering the economy, the required strength and durability of the structure should not be compromised. So, some of the simple economy achieved in a buildings are: first one is the simple elevation, dispensing of approaches, lobbies, then steeper rise in the stairs, wider steps in the stairs, reducing the story height to bear the minimum. Now nowadays we can observe that there are multiple type of G plus 4, G plus 15 means multiple type of buildings which have a higher story. So if we minimize that number of story, we can achieve the economy. Then standardization of the sizes of various components and materials. Whatever the material we have to use, it is better if it is available locally. If it is available locally, then the transportation cost will be minimized and it is also useful to achieve the economy. So these are the 9 principles that we have to consider while the construction of any residential building or any type of construction. Thank you.